Okay, so you need some extra cash. Well, you know, all those teenage jobs are out there right now. They're everywhere. See, the teenagers, they're sitting at home and they're Facebooking and doing this. There's lawns to be cut. There's gutters to be cleaned. There's porches to be swept and stuff. Today on the show, we're going to talk about, well, better ways than that to make a little extra cash.
The Top, broadcasting live to at least 3 people on Spreaker.com.
Call of Duty, Operation Skidmark.
Sir, we have found the Russian secret weapon. They have developed an anti-shrinking ray. We are fighting giant Russians, sir. And, sir, it would seem as though they're taking giant craps on all the men. There ain't no way I'm going to ride on that across that water.
I will show you puny Americans what the true Call of Duty is.
Look, we need a chopper in here yesterday. The men are dropping like flies. Wait a minute, that was a fly. Never mind.
I love the smell of duty in the morning. Call of Duty, Operation Skidmark.
Mr. Pop.
Dorks of the world, unite. No, okay, listen closely. It's not WOBA, it's WABA.
Mr.
This is the Chris Top Program, broadcasting worldwide to at least 3 people.
And I am the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. Okay, now real quick, I want the whole world at the same time to say a very happy birthday to my sister from another mister, Miss Kimberly Top. She just turned 21. I guess, was it the 8th? It was the 8th, wasn't it? So just recently, she just turned 21. And my friends, they don't ever get older than 21. I leave it at that, because you don't ever tell the true age of of a female. You just don't do it. Okay, it was on the 10th, so I was 2 days ahead. So I don't want to put you 2 days ahead. That would be bad. But happy birthday to you, Kim, and I'm so happy you're here. That makes me feel good. It really does. Now, today's show, I want to talk a little bit about how we can make some extra cash, because everybody's always looking for ways to make some extra cash. Now, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, the show was a lot of fun. We talked about some really creative ways to maybe break up with someone. But today we're going to get serious. I have to get serious from time to time, and I like for my show to be informative. And I do the best that I can. I really do. And a lot of these ways that I found, you can be the laziest person on earth. You can be extremely lazy and still make money. Let me show you how easy this can be. Now, this will work as long as you have a decent car. Okay, raise your hand if you have a decent car. I'm not talking about one that's rusted out, or where the tires are starting to bald and like the metal sticking out of the actual tire. I'm not talking about that. You have to have a nice car. Have you ever been driving down the road and you see a car drive by and it's plastered with like all these advertisements on it? Well, you probably automatically assumed that whoever's driving that car probably works for that company, or that's like the company car or something like that. Not necessarily. Now listen to this. I found this out. This is kind of cool. I mean, if you don't mind having something plastered on your car, I mean, okay, if you're a guy, you may not want a tampon ad on your car. I get that. But I mean, maybe something like Big League Chew would be kind of cool, because I think Big League Chew should make a comeback. I was talking about this yesterday. That was the best bubble gum in the world. And it was so cool because it was like a pouch for tobacco. And that's probably why they don't sell it anymore. I'm guessing. But you would just rip the top off, and then it was like these strands of the most amazing soft bubble gum you've ever had. And you would just take a pinch out and put it in your mouth and chew it, and it was really soft, and it's really good gum. Oh, speaking of, okay, I'm sidetracked, I know, and I apologize, but if you go to my Facebook page, you know, a couple of shows ago, I was talking about this drink that I had. What was the Calypso? What was the name? What was the freaking name of the drink? I forgot the name again. But okay, I'm just going to call it the Calypso. Okay, now the picture that I have on the Facebook page, it looks blue in this picture, but I swear to you, last week I swear it was green. I swear it was green. And this one, they left the cherry off of it. So it doesn't look as quite as appealing as it did last week. It doesn't. But, and you know, this one was kind of a letdown because I was expecting this, I was going to suck this cake through my straw again. And it was okay, but it just wasn't as good. And I could actually taste the rum in this one. And maybe last week they just didn't put any rum in it. Maybe that's what the problem was. But if you want to see the Pina Colada Calypso, that's what it is. If you want to see that, you can go to my Facebook page. And look, I make fun of people all the time. I totally make fun of people for Instagramming pictures. I do. And I did it today. And I did it, though, because I had a purpose behind it, because I wanted to show you guys what I was drinking. And last week, I swear it tasted like cake. And maybe it was green last week, and that's why it did taste like cake. But they left the cherry off this time, so I was a little bit let down. I was. But this is at one of my favorite places to eat. And really, it's one of the only places that's open that's kind of late. But it was good. It was good. So you should try one out. Go to your favorite place and ask for the Pina Colada Calypso and tell them it's supposed to be blue with the whipped cream on top, and it's got to have a cherry on top too, because it's just got to have a cherry, or it's just not the same. All right. So back to what ways to make money. So you can make between $400 and $900 a month just to serve as a moving billboard. It's not one of those deals where you have to get someone's company logo tattooed on your forehead. It's not like that. This is just on your car. If you got on the higher side of that, that's like your car payment and your house payment. Just for driving around. That's a pretty sweet gig. Now, you could buy a brand new car and just put a few advertisements on it, and they'll make the payment for you. It don't get any easier than that. Okay, and this is interesting, and I don't know how you get this. But some companies will even provide you with a car. They'll even give you the car to drive. It's free. They give you a free car to drive. You can go to the company's website. You just fill out some basic demographic information, and then you can just make money by driving your car. But I'm assuming you have to have a relatively nice car. Or if you don't have a nice car, maybe you can get the gig where you get the free car. I don't know. $400 to $900 a month. That's insane. I would put stuff on my car for that kind of money. I mean, who wouldn't? I do want to welcome everybody that's in the chat. And in case you're wondering, this is the Chris Top program. And when I mention the chat, I'm really talking about the voices in my head. And just in case I run out of time, because I'm doing these short shows, and I'm already 10 minutes into this one. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm trying desperately to get into iHeartRadio. So if you would, please take some time and write to iHeartRadio and tell them that they need to let the Chris Top program in. Because that's all I can think about. So help me out. So anyway, we do have our Judge Holly in the chat. Judge Holly, it's very good to see you. And we also have Mag in the chat. Mag has some interesting ideas. So if you'd like to join the voices in my head, you can actually see the idea that Mag actually posted in the chat. And like I said earlier, we wished Kimberly a very happy birthday, her 21st birthday, as a matter of fact. So Kim's in the chat. I'm just going to scroll down, make sure I don't miss anybody. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, would you plaster something on the side of your car? I wouldn't have a problem with that. I mean, I could drive a Lamborghini, and I would put some sort of... I probably would put a tampon ad on the side of my car. I probably would. I mean, if you're talking between $400 and $900 extra a month, I think that would be okay. Now, Holly says, I think iHeart said they don't want people putting words in. I didn't hear that. I never once heard iHeart say anything about that. So you just hush. So go ahead and write iHeart and let them know that I want in. All right, let's move to the next one. How about, so we already talked about that. How about, that one's boring. I don't want to talk about the boring stuff. You could get a job at Starbucks. Okay. Before you say anything, just listen. Just listen. You can work 20 hours a week at Starbucks. This is like a part-time job. 20 hours a week, and you get benefits for working 20 hours a week. So say maybe you do something from your home where you don't have benefits. I don't know maybe you do voiceover work from home. And your job doesn't entitle you to have benefits, so you can go get a job at Starbucks and work 20 hours a week. And listen to this. Employees, they can qualify for comprehensive health, dental, and vision insurance. Okay, and Starbucks, they also allow half-time employees paid vacation. And, I'm not done, and you can buy stock for a discounted price and participate in the company's 401k program. Now, what's probably going to happen, you're going to work that 20 hours a week, and your whole check is going to go to all of this stuff, but it's probably cheaper than buying your own health insurance. So there's nothing wrong with that. Now, they also have benefits that include like partial tuition reimbursements. If you're taking classes in college, they give grant assistance if you're adopting children. Starbucks is kind of amazing here. Now they've been consistently rated as one of the top 100 places to work by Fortune magazine, and that's only putting in 20 hours a week at Starbucks. And it's just an idea. I'm just throwing it out there. And maybe you have like some sort of a skill where maybe you're a writer. Maybe you're one of those computer people. Like maybe you're into web design or public relations or graphic design, something like that. Well, there's always the freelance work. Because you see, there's a lot of companies out there that they look for these freelance contractors because they don't want to pay for space. So they just hire these people out from their homes, and you can work from your home and make extra money. So that's if you have one of those skills. So let's focus on some other stuff where you don't need skills, because that's what I'm more interested in. Do you have any gold laying around the house? I know you see these commercials on TV. Send us your gold in this envelope, and we'll send you back all this cash. Well, some of this stuff is legit. It is, because let's see, where did I see these numbers at? Okay, so 24 karat gold. Oh, where did I see that at? It was pretty impressive. Okay, so for scrap or broken gold, you can use like a scrap gold buyer. You can get anywhere from $12 to $50 per pennyweight, and that's like the gold. If it weighs about a penny, you're going to get anywhere from $12 to $50, and that depends on how much or how many carats it is. So I don't know if you have a lot of gold lying around, but I mean that's it's an idea. It's another way to get some extra cash, and that's just boring. You can be a mystery shopper. That's kind of cool. I mean, you go into restaurants and you eat, and then you judge them, you grade them. It's like you get the little card out and you're like, okay, my server, not so good. The food was okay. See, my tea wasn't sweet. The bathrooms were horrendous. So you're sitting there writing all these notes. Not only do you get a free meal, but they also pay you for eating out. All you have to do is take a few notes. That's a pretty sweet gig. It really is. Now, see, this next one, I don't think I could do it. Because I like my private time. Chris Top likes his private time a lot. See, I'm kind of like Batman. It's like I come to my Bat Cave and I want to hang out in the Bat Cave. I don't always want somebody that's maybe coming up and going through my fridge kind of thing. And that's kind of how I picture this. But you might be one of those people that has one of those really big houses. So say you've got a big house, you've got a couple of extra rooms in the house. Have you ever thought about renting those rooms out? See, it takes a special person, I think, to do that. But, I mean, you could be looking and, okay. So if you wrap your car with some sort of a tampon ad, and then you rent a room out in your house, you may not have to work at all. So if you're getting $900 for the tampon ad on your car, and then you're getting another $600 or $700 for the rooms you're renting out in your house, you may not have to work. You could probably just quit your day job and just play on Spreaker all day. I don't know. But yeah, you could rent a room out in your house anywhere from, say, $250 to $1,000. I guess it depends on how big your house is. So I'm thinking, let's see, my apartment, I could probably rent out the living room. Maybe I could rent out my couch, possibly. Okay, is there anybody out there that would want to rent my couch? It's not the most comfortable couch in the world. Unless you're laying down, it's pretty comfortable. But if you're sitting up, it's hard to get out of. I will rent my couch out to you for $25 a month. And I'll throw in my love seat that's not too comfortable as well for an additional $25. So that would give you your own little space to sit. You just have to let me use it from time to time. Maybe just when you're not around, I'll use it. And also, I was thinking about, okay, I'm going to ask you guys this. All right, I think I could quite possibly, and I'm getting sidetracked, I know. I'm totally getting sidetracked. But I think I might possibly be hitting another. Kim says she'd rent my couch if I include Kiss on it. We've got DJ Matthew Stormfront, or Storm FM, in the chat. It's good to see you. PS Infinity Radio's here. Good to see you guys. Okay, I think I might be hitting another midlife crisis, and I'm going to tell you why. Recently, I've thought about possibly, and I've never thought this in my life. Never. But for some reason, now it seems like a good idea. And I'm not really sure why. But I'm thinking about getting a tattoo. And I don't know for sure yet. But, and I told my daughter, I said, look, would you think I'm crazy if I wanted to get a tattoo? She goes, oh, can I go with you and get one too? And I'm like, no, you're not supposed to have a tattoo. Well, I didn't really say that. I mean, I figured she could probably go with me. But, okay, and this is what I told her. I said, look, I'm thinking about possibly getting like something like maybe a cool like Captain America shield on my shoulder or something like that, just to get a tattoo. And she's like, that's cool. And then I said, but then I thought about getting my logo on my shoulder. She's like, no, don't do that. No. And then the first person to bring up the whole tattoo thing was Amanda. And she told me that I should get a tattoo. And I mentioned the Captain America thing, and she was like, no, why would you want to put something like that on your body? And then I mentioned to her my logo, and she said, oh, that's a good idea. So I'm a little bit torn on what to do. I'm really not sure what I'm supposed to do here. I'm kind of leaning toward the logo, but I might end up changing the logo just a little bit because I want to get rid of the lightning, possibly, and just make it kind of a shield-looking thing with I don't know yet. I'm still debating on that whole thing. I really am. And I thought about this too. And don't go do this yet because I'm not sure. But I was thinking about, and PS Infinity says I should get the logo. And I'm thinking about running a contest. And don't do this yet. All right, I don't want anybody going out and do this because I haven't made my mind up. But I was thinking about offering a contest where the first person to get a tramp stamp of the Chris Top Program logo on their back, and this could be for a guy or a girl. See, that would make it kind of funny if a dude did this. Where you could get I would pay cash money for someone to get a tramp stamp of my logo right over their butt cracker. And this is just something I'm thinking about. So, I mean, if there's interest out there for something like that, let me know. Let me know, and we'll go from there. But I'm thinking I don't know how much it's going to cost you to put the tattoo on. But I'm going to have some sort of proof that you've done it, like some kind of a video of it getting done. Now, just a picture won't work. If you just do the picture, that won't work. I have to have some kind of video footage of the tattoo actually being put onto your skin, just so I know it's for real, because I don't want to pay out $250, $300 for somebody to do this, and it'd be like one of those little fake, tattoos they're going to peel off after they get their cash. I want it to be there for a long time. I want people to say, hey, what is that tramp stamp over your ass? And then that's when you say, oh, that's the Chris Top Program. You should listen to it. Well, $300. I'm just saying. People. I'm not trying to be cheap. I'm just saying if you want to get. Oh, I'm not trying to be cheap. I'm just saying if it's something that you want to possibly do. The offer's out there. Okay, look, I'm not a rich guy. Okay, I can't go giving somebody like $1,000. I'm just saying that the offer could be out there if somebody wanted to do it. It won't cost more than $300 to get a little logo over your butt crack. It won't. And Kim said she'd do it for $1,000. Well, come on, Kim. Come on, you could. I'm not asking you to put it on your forehead. See, that some of those companies are paying like $7,000 or $8,000 for people to put this crap on their forehead. Now, I'm asking for a tramp stamp. PS Infinity says, I know a guy who'll do it for $200. Get me that guy's phone number. Hurry up. I just think it would be funny. I think, Kim would do it for $5,000 on her forehead. See, I wouldn't put nothing on my forehead. And see, this is another way that you could possibly make some extra cash, and it's something that I'll think about. And if I can get some other investors maybe to go on, I don't know. We'll see how this pans out. But I think it would be kind of cool. Now, guys get kind of the short end of the stick on this one. If a girl donates her egg, she can make anywhere between $5,000 and $8,000 for donating an egg. And I heard it's really painful for a chick to do this because they give her so much money because there's so much discomfort that's involved in the whole thing. Now, in order to do this, you have to be between 20 and 30 years old, and you have to be average weight, height, non-smoker, all that good stuff. $5,000, $8,000, that's a pretty good chunk of change. You donate a couple of eggs a year, you've got enough to buy a brand new car. And now, if you're a dude, you go rub one off, you're going to get between $50 and $100. Not quite the $5,000 or $8,000. It's not. But the donation cycles, they last 6 months to a year. And then you can donate up to 3 times a week. So, the money could add up. If you're getting the higher end, like the $100, that could be an extra $300 a week. So that's an extra $1,200 a month just for rubbing some off. You'd probably be doing that anyway. Now, the donors, they got to be at least 18 years of age. And you can donate all the way up until the age of 40. So that could be your retirement. So, I mean, guys, if you're doing this anyway, just go ahead and get paid for it. And then it's like, well, yeah. I mean, you don't have to lie about it. It's like, okay, why I don't master. No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. I got somebody that does that for me. No, you don't even have to say that. You can just say, okay, well, I get paid for it. I get paid for doing this. I make $1,200 a month just for rubbing it off a few times. And I mean, I'd be doing this anyway. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting paid money when you do it. Right? Right? Anyway, you're absolutely, positively in the right place. This is the Chris Top program, and I'm the one and only Chris Top. I do not, nor will I ever take any of you for granted, because there are a million other places you could be, but you chose to be here with me. That makes me feel pretty damn good.
The Chris Top program, the alternative to the garbage on Spreaker.
I enjoy a little booty in the britches from time to time. You don't have to be Latino or African American to appreciate a little hump in the rump. There's nothing like a pair of Levi's or Wranglers that are filled all the way to capacity. Honestly, I enjoy the booty dances. I have them all favorited on YouTube. I like a little wobble wobble, especially when I listen to Snoop Dogg. It's almost like a great booty closes any cultural gaps in society that may exist.
Oh, come on, Kim. It'd be like I was paying for your tattoo, and then I'd be getting one, too. It's like we'd be getting tattoos together.
Holly Stallin's words cut like a double-edged sword. On the Edge with Holly Stallin, the fastest 30 minutes on Spreaker.com.
Take it from the top.
Mr. Pop. Dorks of the world, unite. No, okay, listen closely. It's not WOBA, it's WABA.
Take it from the top.
Mr. Pop.
And I am the one and only Chris Top from the Chris Top program, taking that milk money back one nickel at a time. Okay, I think I might almost have Kim talked into it, because now she's thinking it might be cool. It might be cool, and it's for the first person that does it. Now, I mean, if you come in like a day or two too late with the logo over your butt crack, then it's too late, because I've already paid someone else. So I mean, congratulations, you've got a really cool tattoo, but I'm not going to pay you for it. It's just the first person that does it is what is what we're going to do. I'm almost out of freaking time. I really do hope iHeart takes me so I can get some longer time to do this. I really do. Because there was so much more I wanted to talk about. Now I'm not going to have time to do this. You know, you could sign up for one of those medical trials. I mean, if you don't mind being a guinea pig. I mean, this is where you go in, you test the drugs. And I'm assuming they don't just let anybody do this. But you can get like $3,000 per study. Now, there's always a chance of those pesky little side effects. So that's no big deal. Now, you can pick a study that is accommodating to your day job. I mean, you could do one of those week-long trial things where you get paid $3,000 just for lying in bed. Or possibly it's $3,000 just for lying in bed a couple of days. I mean, that's not a bad gig at all. I think even Paris Hilton might do that. But I think she has done that before. Okay. I'm moving on. You could be a dog walker. Dog walkers make like $10 a dog. So, I mean, if you're walking like 4 or 5 dogs at one time, that's $40 or $50 just for walking a dog. See, that's not bad. And now here's something else you can do with your car. So say you've got the tampon ad on your car. It's just plastered, this tampon just plastered around your car. You can also use the tampon car as one of those airport shuttle buses or shuttle service things. Yeah, see, all you have to do is go to your insurance people and say, hey, look, I want to use my car as a shuttle service. So then you pay a little extra money to get your car insured for that, which the tampon ad should more than make up for it. And then all you have to do is just sit outside the airport and just wait for people. It's like, hey, I got you right here. I'll take you wherever you need to go. It's like $50. So they give you $50. They throw their stuff in the back of your car. Then you take them just wherever they want to go. They get a $50 ride in the tampon car. So boom, you've made your $400 to $900 in that month for your tampon car. Plus, you made an extra $50 just for that one couple or guy or girl or whatever that you took from the airport to wherever they're at. See, it's not bad thinking, and I'm trying to think of ways that you can do this stuff, and it's not too stressful or too hard on you. Thank you guys so much for listening. I will never, ever, ever, ever take you for granted, and I'll stop saying the T word, tampon. Hey, Ben Radio, I gotta go. Until I broadcast again, please remember life is good, and I'm gone.
You have been exposed to the Chris Top program. Tune in next, yeah,
I don't have a schedule.
Right.